takes a minute to realize that it does in fact exist.
Yes. I think we are okay now. It was just enough to give me a scare. I can still hear the rumbles of thunder in the distance. Okay, we are back online. That's nice. Everyone is back in. That is also nice. Actually, just Hyperior is left.
Aspire to join in.
Yeah.
What's up?
Join
Oh,
FG
yeah.
again.
Yep.
While we wait for Mr. Shade. Tomorrow is the finals on the Vestige game. I'm so hyped. I thought today was Saturday for some reason. I was super hyped to play the game, then I realized, heck, it's Friday. It's my game.
I'm excited for something, but I don't know what.
Have you had time to watch any more of it, Mr. FJ?
Oh. No.
No.
I keep forgetting to.
No. Can't just do that.
I've been back and forth with Vestige. Like I tend to like watch it, like about half of it, like half of the stream, then I just go do other stuff.
Yeah, that's one of my problems. Is I have to be in the mood to watch it because I like Logan a lot, but sometimes there's just something that irks me.
Yeah, I understand.
But I love the characters.
I normally just leave it on the background while I'm doing other stuff, like writing and playing games. Especially now that I borrowed my mother's monitor since she doesn't use the PC. So I can just place it there and leave the stream on.
I can't multitask like that. If it's anything more than like classical music or has lyrics, I can't focus on two things at once.
Yeah. Because when I said writing, it isn't like writing something useful. It's mostly just like trying homebrew things, notes, maybe script for a video, but that's like just trying. I realized that I write scripts for the single reason of I do not know how not to fuck up words, so I write them down. That's it.
It's a shit.
So do you like put like the scripts, like do you like tape it to the wall in front, like behind the camera, so you just like
No, I just leave my monitor open on Google Docs with 200% zoom, so it occupies the whole screen. And I can read it. Hello, Mr. Shade.
How's it going?
Hey, Shade.
You weren't here for the...
Give me a moment, I'm booting in Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah, for the drop down of internet, so we couldn't have begun even if we wanted to.
That's good to hear, I guess.
The universe has allowed Shade to be on time.
Yes.
For better or worse.
But yeah, when I'm playing something, I'm not playing like an RPG that I'm interested in the story. I'm just playing a roguelike that is just brainless movements of my fingers. That is how I'm able to listen to anything nowadays.
Even for me, I can't do something like that.
Oh god.
Even if it's brainless, I have to focus on it.
If I had to dedicate time to watch a stream / upload to D&D, I would not be caught up on Critical Role and Vestige.
Dude,
Dude,
I've
not
just
even
given
trying
up on Critical Role.
There's so much.
Yep, I only watched
I'm-
Campaign 2. I have no knowledge of Campaign 1.
Campaign 1 was fun.
As
Though-
soon
I
as
just watch
Campaign 2
highlights every
started,
now
I
and then.
started.
I can't wait to finally eat breakfast.
What do you
jeez.
mean?
You haven't eaten anything yet?
I haven't at work early.
Did you
No,
go
it's
to
time,
sleep
friends.
at work and woke up at work? What do you mean?
It's like 5:30. Gosh.
You used to have a lunch break or something.
What's a break?
What's a break? It's
Wow.
8 p.m.
Look at that.
8 p.m. and a half.
I mean,
I-
it's 6 p.m. for me. Not that
Jesus.
quite that bad.
Well, okay then. If you say so. You are the one that
Don't make me
isn't eating.
come over there, kick your butt, and shove food down your mouth.
Oh no, I have a delivery.
I will
order on
take
the
care
fire.
of you, damn it.
Do you have food now, then?
It's on its way.
I see.
So if I go quiet or something, you know what it is.
It's food. Good. That's a good reason. Well, everyone ready for the roll of the dice that will decide the fate of your inspiration count?
Of the fate.
The fate of the fate. The fate of your inspiration count.
Sure.
So, we have 5 players, so I'm gonna go with a d6 and reroll 6. Sis. As soon as my game uncrashes, because whenever someone joins, the game just decides to die. But okay. And and there we go. Number 3. That would mean 1, 2, 3. Mr. Neox, what happened last time on this game of Fate of Forgotten Isles? Also,
as
be
a
mindful
first
of
session.
your shufflings because they can be heard quite clearly.
Let's see. Last time, the group got together at an amphitheater. Did a bit of small talk before I met a super manticore. Like a super manticore. That's super emphasized. Just rocking. Did a whole lot of damage to everyone before we managed to kill it. Yeah, our hunter friend got his cool entrance. After everyone else started just like wailing at the super manticore. Afterwards, I think the body disappeared. But our lawyer and some church representative came up to tell us about the Argo, our ship that will be taking us to the next isle tomorrow evening or morning.
That is it. That was all true. And there was not much to miss. So you can flick that inspiration dot and add 1 inspiration point to yourself. It is on the top right of your main page of your character sheet. There are 3 little dots beside your
I've got a star on me.
Everyone can see because now a star shows up.
I've got a gold star. That was the favorite student.
Yes.
Nice.
Until you use it.
Yeah. So now, let me just do one thing, just because I wanted to see. Oh, it says how many you have for everyone. That's nice. So you will always know if your friends have inspiration, if if it is something that they need reminding. Well, after your dreams of a magical circle with a golden goblet in the middle, spewing some mud-like substance, you all awaken at different times on different hotels slash inns slash hostels and things like that, and begin your journey to the port. I forgot the name of the port. It's Port Rafina, I think. I'm almost sure that is Port Rafina. Yes, Rafina's port, on the other side of the Greek peninsula. Your way there is made either most likely by train slash ferry, because I never remember if ferry is the one that is on the water. I know trains aren't in the water, but is ferry specifically the ones in the water?
Yep, ferries are just boats that
My
ferry
brain
you
just decided
across.
to not work. So thank you for the reminder. You went mostly by train. Cars aren't that popular, considering it's still 1930. I need to actually move the calendar because it's... Oh no, I don't need to move the calendar because it's Monday proper now. Monday 15th of December. The extra zero beside the 1930 there is just because it has an era counter and I didn't want to put anything there, so it's 0. But the date is Monday 15th of December 1930. The day is a bit windy, which leads it to be a bit chilly as well. As you cross from Athens to Rafina's port, your journey in the train is modest, not anything very fancy, because, well, you don't have that much money, at least not for now. But it's comfortable enough for it to be forgettable. As the time passes and you finally reach the port, it's quite easy to spot multiple more personal boats, but also there are 2 massive ships on the port with cargo coming in and out of them. And you can also see some smaller boats that are accepting the entrance and the exit of people. One of them being quite easily identifiable as the Argo because of its name painted in yellow in a boat that is mostly white. So it calls out, especially because most of the area around is different shades of gray. The flooring of the docks itself, the different shades of metal that the big boats are made of. So having a white boat that it has big yellow letters calling it the Argo is something that is quite easy to spot. Besides the ramp that leads that leads inside the Argo, there is a Mr. Priest Woodrow standing beside it Let me just share the image again, just so stream can see it. This is Mr. Priest wardrobe. He is standing beside the ramp, waiting for. Mostly, you can see that he's waiting for someone, so you can assume that he's waiting for any of you. I will not assume that you have met previously to this point, besides the night encounter, so it's up to you who wishes to approach first, and we'll lead on from there.
Gianna will most likely be last, as she's not a morning person. So we'll definitely be up later and then arrive later.
She didn't get the same train as the rest of the group.
Nope.
It's I think it's around 3 p.m. That's when the boat is going to leave. I think so. Let me make sure that I have my notes correctly. Just to make sure that nope. The Argo, yeah, somewhere around there, somewhere around 3 p.m. is when you are arriving at this port. So who is going to approach Mr. Priest, or just ignore him and go into the boat, which is also a possibility.
I didn't need to go with Jura by your side. I'd probably just walk past him onto the boat.
I see. 3 p.m. and I can also put it in the chat. As you approach, he makes. As you two approach, he makes. He takes a step forward as if to talk to you, but as you go through, as you go past him, he just takes a step back and waits for the rest of the people.
Gio just sort of nods to him while walking besides Ishika.
You can see that he was expecting something else, but as you nod, he just nods and takes a step back. You can also see that he isn't carrying any luggage, and his staff isn't on his person. He's just wearing his robed clothes. It gets some strange side eyes from people, but most people just assume he's I don't know. I don't remember the name of the order of priests in English. They are mostly dressed like he is, just a brownish robe with sandals, except the fact that he isn't wearing sandals.
Monks?
It's not necessarily monks. They have a specific name. I don't
Probably know
remember.
off the top of my head.
But anyway,
Yeah, it's more of a sect thing.
yeah. So as the rest of the group that isn't Ichika and Jiro will probably have seen the two entering the boat. Would you like to approach?
Edmund would probably approach.
As he sees you getting near in the boat, you see that his approach is now more reserved. He just raises a hand and waves instead of trying to go talk to you. He just...
Edmund would approach him, huh? Just seeing him wave.
As you approach, he says, "Good afternoon."
Good afternoon.
I'm sorry, but I didn't quite catch your names yesterday.
I'm Edmund. Good to meet you.
he raises a hand to greet you and says, "Well, I am Priest Woodrow. Two of your companions have already arrived, and they will be quite surprised to find out that the tickets my friend got all of you lead you to the same room."
Okay. That should be fun to watch them react.
I will not be joining you in this room for sleeping and resting, but I will make my way over there once we depart, so we could speak more privately.
That sounds like a decent plan.
If you could let them know, then I will be around. I will be very grateful.
Alright.
And with that, he nods and makes a hand gesture for you to head onto the boat as he accompanies you inside.
Yeah, Edmund's gonna just head inside, trying to keep close enough that I can hear the other reactions to this news.
Yep, as you look onto your ticket, you make your way around the boat and you find both Ichika and Jiro standing at a door that hasn't been opened yet because the ship is still boarding people, so you can't go into your rooms yet. So it's just a door with the same number as your ticket.
Okay. Edmund's just gonna hang around waiting for everyone else to show up.
Mr. Hunter?
Alright. He enters.
You also find out that you've got selected for the party room, as one may say. And as you reach its door, there are 3 of your last night companions in front of it.
Howdy.
Yeah. Okay.
Walks around and drops off his sack of stuff, I guess, on the floor or in the corner, and they sit down. They nod their head. They flicker their head. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Not bad. Not bad. Had the darndest time finding this ship. Well, actually, hold on. But I made it in here in one piece. Just waiting for the rest of the guys, I guess.
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Ship obvious.
So, who are you? What do you, how should I say, specialize in? I saw a bit of you last night, but, you know, it'd be good to know each other's ability, you know? See what, you know, form, you know. Oh, how should I say it? A marching order, as they say in the military, I guess.
Well, I'm Edmund Lowell. I'm from a mage family that specializes in dealing with monstrosities and the like, that which shouldn't exist in nature. And you?
Well, I'm just a hunter. You know how it is. You need a beast hunted? Well, I'm your guy.
Hunter, if you will.
Indeed.
After a couple moments, you hear very faint, panted breathing as Gianna manages to stumble her way into the room. Just, I,
Well, you made it.
You alright?
This body's not meant for running. I'm fine. Oh, on time. It seems I missed a few trains, and of course my sister did wake me up. She looks at some like odd direction, stares at it for a couple seconds, and just goes back to panting heavily.
Well, why don't you sit down, lady? Hunter gets up and tries to help her out, like take her equipment or whatever. Yeah,
Like
I don't know, backpack.
she'll wave you away. No, I touch my things. Please, thank you.
Fair enough.
Alright, so she looks at the ticket, looks at the room. Are we all?
That would be correct.
There must be some mistake. There has to.
As you start to realize what happened, Mr. Mr. Gianna, you hear the ship making its honk noise, as ships do when they are leaving, and a young boy with a massive amount of keys starts going around and opening the doors and giving people the keys. And you see that waiting besides you all on different doors are also small groups of people. And the boy decides to hand, he randomly appoints someone and gives them a key, and goes through this process with everyone until
As he starts to approach our door, she'll like squat down to be eye level with him and speak to him in Greek. Hello, there seems to be some sort of a mishap in the scheduling process. Would there happen to be any other individual rooms left that could be accommodated for a fee, perhaps, possibly?
He looks at you, extends a hand, and says, "Your ticket, please. I need to see your ticket to see if you're in this room. If you are, I'm sorry."
Just see her face just drop. Oh. Hands the ticket.
As you hand him the ticket, he looks at the ticket, looks at the wall, looks at the ticket again. "Yep, you're here." And he just hands you the key and goes to the next group.
She just sitting there, squatting there, holding a key and her ticket. Just blank stare.
Hunter calls out, "Well, this ain't a luxury cruise if this is what you're wondering, miss."
This is going to be a long voyage, isn't it? Alright.
Yeah, seems like it.
She like looks at everybody, just holds the key out. I don't feel like being burdened with this anymore.
This Jiro just takes the key. Just looks at, just gives her eye contact, takes the key, puts it in his folds.
She just stares back at him, just defeated.
Folds is... That's a bad word.
So, are you not going to open the door? You're just going to take the key and leave?
Okay. Good point.
Well, you see, Chiro walks through the wall.
He was
You know,
concerned.
as one does. As one does.
Just the musclehead way of just leaving a cartoon
Yes.
hole in the wall.
I didn't know you multi-class barbarian.
As he opens the door, you see inside 3 of those bunker beds that have a first floor and a second floor.
Bunk beds.
Yes.
Good old bunk beds. I hate them so.
On the opposite end of this quote-unquote room, because it's basically just a corridor with 3 bunk beds on each side, there is a door which you assume that leads to a bathroom, and there is a small table beside each of the bunk beds with just like 2 it's a small drawer, not a small table, a small drawer that you can put your stuffs in if need be, and all of them have not all of them actually. There is on this corridor in the middle of the room, there are 2 lamps that can be you need to actually turn them on manually. It's not electricity running through. And as and this room is yours, and there is 1 bed if someone decides to sleep alone, wants to sleep alone with their own bunk bed, because as there are 3, there will be 1 that will be empty. But that is up to you to decide. None of you have actually been here before or done this journey before, but from what you gathered from the amount of luggage that the people that got into the ship have brought, this seems like a relatively small journey, not one necessarily where we will have to sleep. At least the majority of people. Some have truly brought bigger luggages, like those that you would find from people on a full-on vacation. But most people just brought some things that can be carried by hand, or a backpack, or things like that. Just because I don't think you guys know how long it will take. I don't think it was said. But it doesn't seem to be that long. Not many moments later, you feel the first shake as the boat actually hits water and starts its journey. If you guys would like to say anything, if not, I will advance to the next part.
Jen will just look around, see the one bit that's kind of off to its side, look at the bathroom, looks at everybody else. Alright, so here's my proposition that I am not backing down on. Either I get that, the bed by itself, or that, the bathroom.
I have no issue bunking with someone.
Oh, listen, lady. You do you. He sits down on his... Hunter sits down, his own cot on the floor, and just rolls into it.
I mean, I don't care where you rest yourself, but I'll be taking the top.
And then Jiro takes the bottom bunk of whichever place Ichika takes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was slightly easier than I thought. Okay, they're not barbarians. Good. I can work with this.
Well,
I squint.
That was a good assumption on your part, I guess. Edmund slightly glares at you.
Look, I have needs. I am a woman of refined taste. I have needs. Personal space is one of those needs.
You learn to just ignore that.
You will see that I am very stubborn.
I can understand where you went with that. I'd much prefer my own room rather than sharing with everyone here as well.
Thank you. See? Bad enough that I can't do my photography here. I have to share a room with people. Fine. She wanders over to the bed and begins, like, taking the sheets off the top bunk and then, like, making, like, a curtain around her bed.
Okay. Everyone is just hanging around, sitting on their bed or laying down, and there's just constant noise and shifting.
Yeah. Edmund's just gonna hop on the remaining top bunk of the one that's not being interacted with.
Yeah. Not a couple minutes, but more like an hour into the journey, as Gianna has already made her little fort where she will make her stand.
Quick, someone get a match.
You hear a slight knock on the door.
Gianna pokes her head out of the...
Yes? I think Hyperion was going to say something.
Oh, yeah, the hunter gets up. He shoots up and gets out of his cot immediately.
Okay.
And he's gonna head to the door. And then
Okay.
he's gonna, well, he's gonna look through the, is there like an eye thing to see who the person and is on the other side? A peephole?
There is not a peephole, but there is the hole of the key on the side of the door. If you
I
want to
open the
look
door.
through it.
But I will note that I do have yeah, I'll open the door.
Okay. As you open the door slowly, while peeking outside, you see the priest that you met yesterday night standing on the
I
door.
don't see you, old man.
he just breathes a bit. May I come in?
I don't know.
I
Can
thought
ya?
I had told Mr. Edmund to let you
just
know
let
of
him
my
in.
visit. He just
Well,
pokes
he
his
didn't
head
say
in.
shit. So, yeah. Hey, Edmund.
Yeah?
Yo, is this true?
What is it?
Roll
Kind
his
of
hand. Roll his hand, dude.
This person here in the door.
Yeah, no.
There's
That
just
man.
the head of the priest and a hand as he waves. He I assume that with that positive reinforcement, you will open the door for him.
Yeah, I'm just playing with you. Come on in. Careful though. The how should I say it? Princess over there. She's sleeping, I guess.
I am not. I am merely resting myself. Away from everybody else. As her head pokes out of her fort.
Well, excuse me, princess.
She sticks her tongue out.
he takes a step forward, and I assume you close the door behind him.
No, I leave it open because we need a breeze.
Um,
JK.
if you had left it open, he was going to ask for you to close it, but okay.
I'm joking.
He points to not it. He turns to you and says, "You are Mr. Hunter, am I correct?"
The one and only.
He turns to the other three that he doesn't know the name. I'm sorry, but I think that I have missed your names. And he just waits so he can talk to people by their names.
Gianna will reach back into her fort, put on her hat, take it off in a greetings gesture, then put it back. I am Gianna Veselino of the Veselino family.
He nods and turns to the Japanese couple. He then nods again. Turns to the rest of the group. I'm sorry to assume, but do they speak our language?
One of them does. One of them, well, he has yet to say anything on the matter, so to speak.
He nods and kind of like looks at the two Japanese once again, and you can see him trying to like think about something to say and then just shake his head. His staff appears in his hand, just out of nowhere, just is summoned to his hand, and he lightly taps it on the ground, and you can see as almost as if some leaves fly from it where he tapped the ground, and as they hit the floor, he says, "The room's now protected from outside. It may be noises, may be people trying to peer into our private conversation." He looks around to all of you. I know that none of you have any former ties with the Holy Church, and for that,
Well, I have some, but schematics. Carry on.
he nods in a way that shows you that he probably already knew about that. And that is something that I am a bit sorry about. I wish that the church could have been of more help to any of you. I also see that the influence of the Mages Association isn't as strong in this group, and that may be the reason why I feel inclined to talk to all of you. He sits on the closest bed, in a way that he can see everyone, at least in his peripheral vision.
Hey, get off my cot! Just kidding.
He takes up, goes to the other bed, sits down.
Yeah.
My friend.
What are you looking to talk about?
He nods. My friend, the contractor, has already spoken to you about the main part of your contract, per se. The dealing with of these demonic beasts that have been appearing. But as you will probably notice, a couple more hours into this travel, that if you head outside, there will be a thick fog that will start to roll around. We have reason to believe that there is a powerful demonic presence in these islands that isn't just coming from the beasts, but we can't be sure that it is its source either. I have some places that I have to travel to, be it in the island of Tinos or on the other islands that the Argo will travel to. Let me just open up some information I have about the Argo, because he would be talking about it. It's not here. Is it here? Also not here. Where did I put it? Oh, here. Where is this guy? Is it this man? Oh god. I misplaced all of my notes. Okay. Here it is. This ship will make it will take about a week to make its journey from Raffinasport to the last island in its itinerary, which is the island of Donousa. After that, it will take approximately a week to return to Raffinasport, and from there it will depart on 15 days after returning, which means that losing one travel of the Argo means that you have to wait another month, most likely, to be able to return. A month or 3 weeks, depending on how far deep you are. I will be considering that when it does travel, Amos, the captain, doesn't normally stop for more than a couple hours in each island. I cannot go through all the islands, and I assume that you won't be able to go through all the islands on a single journey. But
Yeah, we'll still try.
I hope that you won't, for the fact that if the amount of beasts and the problems they've been causing were able to be resolved in a couple hours, I assume that you wouldn't need to be here. The local members, local hunters, would probably have already fixed the issue. But my main point isn't to tell you about how and when to do whatever you need to. My goal coming here during this travel is because I know that this is the only time that I will, most likely the only time that I'll be able to talk with you without the prying eyes of non non-mage members, non-church members, and specifically the the contractor. There is something very strange going on inside the church for a couple weeks, more than a month. There is something, some things more precisely, that have been missing. Some important items.
We're talking about some reliquaries? Or something real big like a scripture?
And procurement or just finding it?
I don't intend on putting this burden upon any of you, especially because it is my task to bring them back.
Yeah, well, I hope you have some luck with that, I guess. You seem pretty confident in your abilities.
I can say for sure that I won't be doing this alone.
Oh.
But what is most interesting about these artifacts that have been missing is the interest of the Mages Association and some of its agents on also searching for it.
Makes sense. I heard that at least that there's a pretty big part of the Mage Association that is trying to what was it? Research whatever.
Be a bit more specific.
It's your thing, not mine.
I am only bringing this up with you because it may lead to encounters with other church members and other members of the Mages Association during your travels. And I would like asking only as a favor that you could let me know if you find any of these agents that have any interest in searching for relics, artifacts, scriptures, as you said. I have not been fully informed about what exactly I am searching for, but it is something that the church cares for, not necessarily something that would require its most powerful members searching for it, but it does require some eyes to keep it in check. And in this low light of the outside that is coming through, you can see that which you couldn't see before, that he has Nyx, please, the shuffling. You can see that he has a deep cut on his right cheek that seems almost as if a claw or some wild animal had hit him in the face. And he slightly touches it at the mention of his own abilities, but he then nods to all of you. I assumed that you would be interested in finding the source of this demonic presence in the islands. So it is my offer to exchange this information to you in exchange from in exchange of information of these agents that may be searching for what is rightfully the church's.
Sounds good.
Scratch our back, we
Sounds
scratch
fair.
yours, type of thing.
Seems
Yes.
fair.
And please, do not let this fall onto the contractor's ears. He does not know why I'm here, nor does he need to.
See, that was going to be my next question. How, shall we say, trustworthy is this contractor?
I can assure you that more than once I have risked much to keep him alive, and he has done the same to me. This has he would not. He would probably just say that what I'm speaking is false, is just slander. But we have been very good friends ever since we were but toddlers.
Noted.
I would not ask you to trust him as much as I do, nor do I expect him to think that you guys would trust me the same way I do him. But it's part of this trust that allows me to be here without him truly knowing what I am doing, and being mostly just a favor. I needed to be here. He provided the tickets.
Very well.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to suggest while we have the time?
I would probably suggest that you find a way to communicate with your Japanese colleagues.
I have my ways.
He nods. From this point forward, it is quite safe to assume that we won't be receiving any further help from the church or the Mages Association unless we are able to discover the source of this plague that is upon the land, and it is something that we cannot contain. Then it's the only way that I'd see them providing any more help than the groups that have already been sent and gave no return. He taps the boat with his feet. Now that we are here on the Argo, I don't believe that we can turn back. But I hope that you are able to complete your task to the contractor it would help. It will help everyone here very much to not have to worry about creatures in the night and strange things and people missing and boat travel and other ships not even choosing to go through this path for the amount of ships that don't return has been increasing steadily. We hope that we can fix that, don't we?
That is the goal, I suppose.
Yeah, that's definitely what we want.
He nods, gets up. Is there anything else that you would like to let me know?
I'd just like to make a formal complaint the next time you put me on a ship. And don't tell me that I'm bunking with other people. I'd like to be mentally prepared for these things, thank you.
He
True.
smiles.
The information around this mission has been a bit scarce.
Such is the way of my dear friend. I also wasn't aware until he dropped me off in Rafina Sport with the message.
Noted. I'll work on that.
If you are ever in doubt of what his words may mean, of how his contracts should be fulfilled, it's always good to remind him that he can be a bit cryptid sometimes and needs to open up a bit more.
Ugh. Sounds like mi padre.
Seeing that he will be allowed to leave, he nods to each and every one of you, and once again the two Japanese can see him trying to think of something to say. Maybe he's trying to think of some word in Japanese, but he doesn't speak Japanese. He's trying to remember from something that he read and he can't, and just leaves. And as he's passing through the doorway, his staff vanishes. He turns around, nods to you all again, and heads back to possibly his room.
Church has always been odd.
Repeat that, you gotta.
Hello?
Yes, so.
Um,
Sun came in.
Yeah, you're still cutting a bit.
Sorry. The church has always been an odd place.
You tell me.
Yeah.
I live in Italy, pretty close to the Vatican. I know how weird they can be.
I'll take your word for that, I guess.
But, I guess since we're all doing our greetings and farewells and all that, what do you think of our, employers and our traveling companion?
Well, I think I tell you this. They ain't telling us everything.
Well, that's obvious.
But
Yeah.
this mission ain't gonna be a cakewalk. They're paying us this much for this. There's something else going on.
I have the slight feeling that we're going to be undercut on this job.
Probably.
Undercut is in we're still not being paid enough, or we're going to get backstabbed.
Both,
But
possibly.
life,
Hopefully
it's
not
just life
backstop.
of mercenary.
They ain't exactly trustworthy. They do what's
Well,
best.
My
which
take
isn't
on if they're being
always good.
my take on it is if they're being this secretive, that means they want to sell the job at a lower price.
Could be.
All the details, depending on what it is, could make it worse.
I think that there's something going on with these demons and demonic beasts that they're not telling us about. That's about far as I can tell, though.
At least they're telling us that there's, what did he say, a fog that rolls around here?
Well,
So,
that probably ain't unusual. But what do I know? I ain't from here.
well, marine fog's not something too uncommon. But if it's a predecessor towards certain activities, then we may need to be cautious when we can't see anything.
Yeah, I heard that a bunch of mages like to use some stuff to make sure they ain't seen.
Yeah, but there's usually more discreet. At least, most of the proper mages that I've talked to and interacted with. But this seems more sloppy. Sloppy is a good word.
Someone that only wishes to remain hidden for a short period of time without taking the cautions needed for the long process.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It could be looking for to get someone's attention.
Well, I think suspicious is one way to get attention. Yeah.
Well, as long as we don't stick our nose in anything too bad. Well, mages do what's best.
Unfortunately, that's kind of my thing, is to stick my nose where it doesn't belong.
Well, gotta say, man, that ain't always wise.
It's not. But that if you're always so cautious, that never means you get the juicy piece of information, The stuff that really makes the story.
So why are you here? I noticed that, you hold on. So you sure you can take on these demonic beasts?
No. I am not a fighter. At best, I can defend myself. But I'm more of a, shall we say, photographer, reporter. I get the story, I get the information. A sleuth, if you will.
Hmm.
But that's why I stay more towards the back and only in situations where I'm going to be useful.
And what would these situations be?
Oh, eavesdropping. What else am I good at? Very good at eavesdropping. Now eavesdropping's kind of it.
Eavesdropping
Yeah,
is pretty
yeah.
easy when people don't think people don't think you speak the same language.
Also, you do speak English. I've employed that tactic before, I get that.
I mean, at least your skill set's pretty diverse from the sounds of it.
I can be very useful support-wise. I'm just not good in a direct confrontation.
That's plenty fine in and of itself.
Knowing is half the battle, yeah.
Me and Jiro can do most of the direct combat if you wish.
That would be wonderful.
As you converse, you can see as a bit of the fog that was talked about starts to come in from beneath the door very faintly.
Hmm.
Well, that's rather ominous.
Seems like it. She'll wave her hand as one of the blank, what are those called? The negatives? Blank negatives sweeps it out from a bag and flicks itself over for a vision, and the fog just like disappears for a couple seconds before rolling back in on its own. Well, should we set up a watch system, I suppose? Something tells me we might get a bump in the night.
That might be a smart decision.
That's usually the way with these sort of things.
I'll take first watch.
Cool, I was going to say not I. Thank you for being so considerate. Ducks
Welcome.
back into her little fort.
I could take third watch.
I will take last watch if that's okay.
As you wish.
Wish then, I'll be around for the second hour on.
If somebody feels like they need me, just give me a holler.
I'll give you a gunshot. How about that?
Well, that might disturb the other compatriots. Let's not do that.
Yeah, I'd rather try to keep the noise level down if things go on.
Discretion is key in these sort of jobs, especially when we're being employed by mages in the church. Gunshots are not very loud, are not very quiet.
Well, it depends on what's coming in our way.
So, what would you like to do for the next 3.5 hours that this journey will take?
Keep watch.
Yeah.
Just staring at the door.
Jiro will exit the room and sort of go on a sort of patrol around the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Gianna will stay firmly planted in her tiny ass fort.
Ichika and Edmund?
So for this ship, how open is it to people just walking around?
From what you found, the ship is basically just the place to sleep. It only has one quote-unquote floor. The floor beneath it would be the storage and where the fuel is and things, the engine. After the bunker part of it ends, there is a small area that is supposed to be where food is served. Then there's the part where the captain actually steers the ship. So it's a very compact ship. There is, from what you've seen, there is around this ship fits around 40 people.
Okay, well I think Edmund's just gonna be wandering around the ship, trying to keep an eye on things.
And Ichika?
First, until her period for the watch comes in, I suppose. She's just gonna rest in the room.
Okay. As both Edmund and Jiro decide to wander around and look at the ship from the inside, you find that the fog is relatively thick, but you can still see through it. Is more of a thing that it is always visible instead of being like, oh, you need to look through the sunlight to actually see the fog. No, it's very visible, but it's also not something that would disturb a known sailor from their path. I would like Edmund to roll me an Arcana check.
Oh boy.
Arcana, because you sort of dipped out a little from me.
Yes, Arcana. Yeah, but from Edmund, you're not a magic-y boy. A 5. Okay. Both of you find that most of the people are actually just on their bunker beds. There are like there is an older couple, probably under 60s, playing a card game in the quote-unquote kitchen area. Just playing some cards. And and the place in the ship that has the most amount of movement and sound coming from it is the captain's area where he is steering the wheel. And you can also hear some occasional barks coming from inside that cabin place where he is. But not much happens. People occasionally go get some food or just are probably sleeping on their bunker beds. And sadly, which was supposed to be a beautiful sight, as the islands are very close, so on a day with open skies you would probably be able to see the islands as you go in your journey. The fog allows for none of that. So you are just staring at mostly what seems like a white wall that is slightly shimmering. But the big light in the front of the ship keeps the direct path ahead quite easy to see. But nothing else of interest happens during this rest of the journey. As you approach the 5-hour mark of the journey, which would be how long it actually takes, you hear the ship go honk honk once again, noting that you are arriving. There starts to be some commotion around as some of the other rooms start to ready themselves for departure. What would you like to do?
Gianna will stretch and make her way out of her bed. That was shorter than I thought. That'd be an overnight type thing. It's time to doze off.
As
It was.
go ahead.
Yeah, Ashley just pop off down from the top of the beds and prepare herself to leave.
Mhm. As you all start to gather your things and prepare yourselves, you notice the boat actually stop, so there is a bit of shake as it locks into place, and you hear the sound of the plank being put down on the port of Tinos. As you make your way to it, there is a small queue lining up for people to go down. The town itself is relatively medium-sized, not big, not nearly as big as Athens was for the short period of time that you were there, but not nearly as small as maybe you were led to believe. The port is mostly wooden compared to Rafina's port that was more stone and more modern. This port can't really fit many ships, especially big cargo ships. There's no chance that it will fit here, especially because the port is on an entrance into the island and not really on a more flat surface. It's more of a almost like a cave entrance in a way, and the wooden part of the docks that lead into the main streets are relatively filled with people. There are mostly sailors just heading back since it's 8 p.m. now, and the town has faint lights to keep it not entirely dark, but electricity isn't something that you will find much of here in comparison, once again, to Athens, that as a capital had much more had a much bigger presence of electricity than this small island of Tinos does. As you depart from the ship, your traveling companion in Priest Woodrow approaches you and says, "I will be heading to the church named Our Lady of Tinos. It is a bit out of town, but I have a friend there that I have to check in on. I was instructed to give you the name of the inn where you will be staying here, at least here in this town. There are other settlements and villages around the island, but we could only, and by we I mean my friend, could only get you a place here in Tinos. If you are to bunker down in any of the other villages, the costs will be up to you. And the do I have that? Oh god, this is my DMing style hitting me in the face once again, as I did not name the place, as I always do.
Fair.
I always name everything but people and places.
The two most important things to name.
Yes, of course. You will be searching for the Inn of Lady Lascarato. She is quite famous around here for being a quite avid singer, and her inn attracts visitors. So if you attracts most visitors, if you are lost, I would recommend following the bigger crowd, as they probably will be heading there as well.
Would
Yes?
Gianna happen to know about this person? She knows Greek, so figured I'd ask.
Roll me a general knowledge check. Roll either intelligence or wisdom, up to you.
Shall
20. Okay.
20.
Yes, you have heard of Mr. Vola Lascarato. She is indeed an inn owner and a singer, and she likes to perform on her own inn, and that is what attracts people, since they are interested in. If they are interested in the singing, they can stay at the inn. If they are interested in the inn, they also get some good singing.
I've heard about them. Okay. I think I remember the name of the inn at least. So, I could probably lead us there.
Just give me 1 second, as my glasses are trying to stop me from seeing things for some reason. As you recall, Mistress Vola Lascarotto, you also recall that her inn is called the Loving Wife. And it is located not that far out of the northeast of the main town of Tinos.
Okay. Mind posting those names in the chat, because I know I'm going to post them.
Oh yes, I will. I have shared some NPCs, right? I can share her as well. Let me just make sure that everything that is public should be public. It is. So here it is. It's now on the World Builder tag. You can look, and there will be the Vola Lascarotto.
Thank you.
Priest Woodrow then nods at the fact that you already know what it is, and he says, "Well then, until we meet again." And he smiles before taking his own path. I assume then that Gianna will lead the group on. To the tavern.
Unless you want to go sightseeing first, that... I may not be a tourist, but I do like my tourist traps.
We're here for a job. Let's do it.
Party pooper. You're Americans. Alright. It is... Kind of looks around, looking at the street sign names. That way.
That way. But it's the other way. But it's that way.
You shifter, it's this way.
As you leave the docks, get onto the streets, you see that this town is mainly built around this main road that leads onto the docks. The biggest houses and buildings are on this main path, and as you walk you can see small roads that lead to the more further away areas, some alleys, and you don't see any cars or any type of motorized vehicles around, but you do see some more fancier chariots stopped closer to the bigger buildings, showing, as you can assume, it's some form of show off, as well as a good place to put your vehicle of choice. As the night is already upon us, most of the light comes from windows and the occasional lamp post that you can see some people putting some more oil in some of them to actually keep it lit up. But some of the bigger houses, there is a different color of light that you can assume comes from an electric lamp instead of one that needs to be filled with oil. As you go through this main path until you hit the quote-unquote end of town, you head northeast on a path that is mostly just dirt, but a couple people are going in its direction at the same time that there are the occasional lamp posts as well. This seems to be quite a popular path, so lamp posts were also added. And then you reach the tavern, which I have the map over here. Is it this map? Just make sure before I don't share the wrong thing. It is. Share map. It's a big old map.
Shows BBG map.
Yes. Accidentally shares character sheet of all the servants.
Oh no.
I need to actually just control. No, I made a mistake. That was way too much zoom. Okay. Now I need to resize it to horizontal. Yes. And this is the small quaint inn named the Loving Wife. As you can see, let me just draw it. As you can see, this is the entryway. There are There are actually doors, but I haven't placed any of them because they would just be clutter. The doors are open, and you can hear faint music coming from the inside. It is played on a piano, but also a string instrument. And as you approach it, you also see there is a group of people that are joining you in entering the inn. As you do so and go through the entry hallway, you can see some people shaking off the dirt from their boots, and maybe if they are more how could I say, more worried about it, taking off their shoes and walking in with bare feet. Inside, you can see that there are people sitting on most of the tables, but they are starting to leave as well. And the ones that are rectangular in shape have people that are talking but also humming along to the song, eating, drinking, while the round tables are more for people that are there just to eat. And there is some movement going up and down the stairs, which you can see here, going up and down these stairs, right? Opa, I've made it misclicked. Oh, I can't actually add a pointer as a player. Interesting. These stairways over on the bottom of the screen that lead up to a second floor, where from outside you can see most of the lighting of this building comes from the open windows and lanterns from people on the second floor, which you can assume it's the floor where most of the rooms actually are. As you enter, you see that sitting on the not sitting on the piano, but playing the piano is the woman that Gianna remembered, Vola Lascarato. She is not yet singing, she is just playing soft piano music, and beside her playing a cello is a completely nondescript person, because it would be a character if Chris was here. So I don't know how he will look like. He's just there playing. We didn't get that far in character construction.
He's just a blank silhouette.
It's just a
He's just a
missing
he's
texture.
just a void.
Yeah, it's just missing texture.
He's just a void in the shape of a person.
Yes. As you take in, and also the people around you that joined as well, she while playing, she turns to the crowd of people that have now entered her inn and says, "Good night and welcome. Please feel at home."
I mean, okay. Proceeds.
proceeds.
No, I just thought son.
Yeah. Okay. The people around seem to disperse and go sit down, and I didn't put it here because it would be just clutter, but there are also some stools to sit near the top wall and the bottom wall where people can sit alone if they wish to. They don't need to sit down among other people if they are alone. And a group of bartenders start to make the rounds on the tables and on the stools where people are sitting as Vola shouts once more. If you like the food, please stay for a bit longer. The singing is about to begin. And I would like to know what you would do. If you wish, there is a table that would fit all of you, but it's up to you.
Gianna will clap happily, obviously kind of giving into the touristy mindset and looking about. Okay, so I know we're just here for the job, Mr. the Mannequin, but we're supposed to be resting for tonight, so how about we stay for the performance? Or are we just going to haram to our rooms, hopefully?
Maybe I'd be down to listen to the performance.
It is.
Yes?
I mean, if we're gonna be doing some work, we might as well have some pleasure beforehand, so that we can, because this might be the last time we get it.
See, not entirely a stick in the mud. Good! Now, I will say, the Miss Fiala is an excellent singer. I've heard her before, though she tends to go a bit more into the, what would the correct term be for this? Her songs are more emotional, so if you don't know the Greek, then you might not be as impacted, but it is beautiful to listen to. Either way. But, do any of you speak Greek?
No.
By no means.
Nai,
No one.
which means yes in Greek.
Oh, okay, at least some of you. Okay, then, do you want to go get the rooms, or do I want to go get the rooms?
Honestly, to be honest, I think I'm just gonna sleep outside. I'm more comfy out there.
Well, I suppose that's
Plus,
fair.
it's cheaper.
Well, this is technically free because it's on the contractor's bill.
It's true.
And of character is it?
Yes.
Well, they're already paid, so I might as well.
There you go. Hey, well, you run along, go get them. Shoot. I'll reserve us a table. She giddily wanders over to the big table and plops herself down.
That'd been
No,
enjoying
you.
you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The two Japanese ones. What will they do?
She'll follow along. The other two. No, just do currently.
Okay. As the more recent group of tourists either get a room or some place to eat, You all notice as Mr. Vola finishes her song, stands up, goes to the front of the... I forgot the name of the thing in English. God damn it. Why does my English fail me?
Stage.
Yes. The word in Portuguese appeared in my mind and it would not be translated. As she takes the front of the stage, she says, "Welcome, welcome. I hope that your journey was easy with all these problems that we've been having, but I hope that I can make your night a little bit better with my singing." She looks at the man beside her playing the cello. She has one of those fancy old-time microphones. Actually, I think I have a picture of her. Let me just make sure. I do. Yeah. Now I wait for it to actually open. Yes, there she is. She has one of those fancy microphones that are plugged in through electricity and not just singing with her own voice. She taps it a bit and there is a bit of sound that comes from it. And she starts to sing a very, as Diana put it, emotional music. And because I rolled a 19 on her performance check, it's one of the most beautiful emotional songs that you ever heard on an inn before.
Can I detect whether it's magical?
Sure.
Well, kind of.
Roll
Is that an Arcana
roll
check?
an Arcana check.
Single tier.
She sings about her love of the land. Not necessarily hers, but the lyrics talk about the love of the land and the passion that those that grew up on the countryside of Greece have about their farms and the simple lifestyle of the more countryside of Greece as a whole. No, it's not magical in any way.
Pretty good singing. Seems natural. Like a natural talent.
As she finishes, as she finishes her song, some people stand up and clap, while others clap sitting down.
I'll stand up and clap. I'll throw in a coin.
So would you?
If there's like a hat or anything, I
Yes,
guess.
there is indeed a small hat, and it is right beneath the stage, or in front of the stage, but beneath it. So as you can see, some people actually throw some coins as well. She does a bow and asks of people, "Now, if I've been able to raise your spirits, why not grab a partner and come dance with me?" And her next song, instead of being an emotional driven song, is much more of an excited song that pushes people that are sitting on the front rows and possibly maybe little bit tipsy, to actually get up and start dancing in this right in front of the stage.
One GP is $1,000, right?
100.
Okay, cool. Because I'm not giving her $100 for his tip. That's way too much.
Break it off in smaller chunks.
Yeah. And and then they start. There starts to have some dancing, some talking more loudly, since now the song is being broadcasted on a microphone. People have to actually shout a bit to hear each other. And you can also see some people just leave and head upstairs as the waiter comes to you and to all of you that are sitting on the table and asks, what would you like to, if you would like a meal, or if you would like a room, if you already have a room.
Gianna will pipe up at that and speak in Greek. Yes, I'm not sure what it is listed under, but I believe a Russian fellow by the name of, well, we only know him as our contractor, said that there would be rooms for 5, or there would be a party of 5 appearing here.
He pulls up a block of paper and goes through some notes and makes up. He nods, pulls up. He pulls up 3 keys, places them on the table, and says that the contractor has left 3 rooms, 2 of them being couple rooms, one of them being a single room, and that
Gianna immediately snatched up a single one.
And that there is 1 plate per person per day that is paid. By that I mean there is one meal. I mixed up the word. There's 1 meal paid per person per day, and that the time that you are allowed to stay is indefinite.
Thank you very much, sir. We'll distribute these to our troop, and she'll glance over at everybody else to say, like, meals had now or later, or what you think?
Okay. He nods, and as no one wants to eat anything, he leaves to
Everyone would be like, later.
later. He then leaves to go talk to other peoples, and it's up to you how you're going to divide your rooms.
Well, Gianna has a single room key.
I assume that the Japanese will stay together.
Probably, I guess.
Nix, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
They take a room together.
Okay. Then there is 1 key.
I'm gonna go, I'm probably, let's see.
There is 1 key.
Kinda wanna go
left.
browsing for information.
Okay. How would you like to do that? To approach that situation?
I'll, let me see. Go to the bartender, I guess.
Okay. They're the same one because there are multiple.
Just one.
Okay.
I'll start drinking, I guess, and as I do, I'm going to start questioning him about, the area. About any interesting tales recently.
Nyeh. Okay. He tells you that besides the known problem with this fog discouraging people from actually taking to the sea and either reaching Tinos or leaving. So there are some people that are actually stuck and they have to wait for more courageous sailors like the captain of the Argo that continue to do the journey even at a higher risk. And besides that, there is, especially because the inn is not in this, not in the heart of the city. Some people that try to after the lights are all off and the lamp posts have not been replenished because the people that do the replenishing have already gone to sleep as well. So mostly in the middle of the dead of night, there can be some weird sounds heard outside, and some people are worried about if it could be some wild animal that is around, if it is something more, if it is something that they should be worried about. And yes,
I'm going to slip to ask for another bottle, I guess, like pay for it, and slip him a tip, and ask him if they know any information about the people of those people who have seen the beast or whatever, have heard them or whatever, or if he's heard any more information about these beasts.
he says that he has heard it, but he doesn't think much of it. It happens when everyone in the inn has gone to sleep and they're finishing up everything in the kitchen and cleaning up for the next day. That when they are finished and don't have the noise of washing and things and cleaning, sometimes when he's going to his room, or others are going out and back to their own homes, they hear something, but people that decide to actually leave and don't have a room in the inn always take a lantern with them, especially now. There hasn't been much moonlight to help guide, so they take hand lanterns when they leave. And some people swear that they see shapes in the shadows when they passes, but he has a room here, so he isn't worried about going outside and looking for it. But he points you to another waiter that does actually leave the place and has been talking about seeing things in the shadows of his lantern, and when he tries to approach, they go away.
All right, I'm gonna go up to him and express. I'm gonna see if I can express some interest in the subject, like
As you approach the man, he is finishing off he's just putting plates on the table of the people that had asked for his service. And when he finishes, he turns to you and says that he truly believes that there are some kind of wild animal outside of the inn, and that more and better care should be taken, especially for him and others that leave in the night, that they they should have something to help them, because if they are attacked, what is going to happen to them? And he truly believes that there is not one but multiple, since he can, when he has his lantern out, he can see shadows around him, almost as if they are tracking him.
Interesting. So, yeah, well, and this sounds like some interesting prey.
He looks you up and down. Are you... do you hunt for sport?
Sport and money.
He just nods, surprised. Well,
Oh fuck, he's a butcher. Get him.
he's a butcher.
So,
And he
how
just
much? Yeah.
he just returns a thanks in advance, and he's glad to have someone like you around.
Hey, now, I didn't say I do it for free. I'm trying to scam this guy out of money. JK. Yeah, you wanting me to get rid of this thing? Just pay me. Smiles.
he kind of looks to himself, dressed as a waiter.
No, I was joking, but yeah, I was joking out of character.
Mhm.
But yeah, I kind of wanted to say that, but I wanted to get some, basically some gratitude in the community, kind of. So if we ever do get rid of them or whatever, then basically, they might be, knock off a few coins off of our next visit or something. I don't know.
He says that he'd gladly bring it up with the boss.
Yeah, but basically, I'm just saying that so I can get some more information. So if they know, then they have information about where it actually is or whatnot. Then they can tell me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not a secret that I'm a hunter. Never has been, never will be.
He says that if you'd like, he could, during after his shift, go knock on your door.
Sure. And that's it for me. I've taken up too much time. Anybody else want to speak?
Wanna do anything else? Or are you just enjoying the good music?
Edmund's just enjoying the music that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that music.
Yeah.
Jiro's just sitting in a chair, just sitting, staring at the table.
Okay.
Gianna will more than likely want to start doing investigating, but as she kind of tracks Hunter, sees him going place to place, she'll just stay at the table and just listen to the music. Though she will look at Jiro, kind of give a smile, and then kind of wave to the side. And Jiro hears like somebody whispering in her ear, "Having a good time?"
Sorry, what did you say? I cut out for a moment.
I was casting message at Jiro.
Oh, he's just gonna look around.
Just see Gianna just kind of staring in his direction, smiling.
He blinks. Then he goes. He shrugs. Then he just just goes back to doing what he was doing.
Frowns at that, rolls her eyes. Once again, like waves to the side, and once again hears something in his ear. Oh, come on, don't be like that. At least say something.
Men's about
He
to go
raises
fucking
an
crazy.
eyebrow.
Over there, Graves.
He just raises an eyebrow.
This is how Sheriff gets warlock levels.
He just squints at her, shrugs his shoulders again.
Gianna will roll her eyes. No fun. There's gotta be a stick in the mud about something.
What does Ichika find about this? How does she feel about this interaction?
Tajiro is he just holds back some laughter.
Well, okay. After some time and the conversation with the two barmans is over, I assume that Hunter will return to the table to talk or not about what he has discovered. Go ahead.
Could you put the tokens onto the map?
Sure. Let me just open it up because I was not with it open for myself. Tavern. Now I need to place it over here so that I can. My fancy grounds is dying. Just a moment. Then I need to open the combat tracker. It does that sometime. Combat tracker, and then I add people to here. I need to just remove the
We're on the combat tracker, guys. Let's start a bar fight.
We now have DM permission to start punching people. Also, let me just do this. So that.
And by that I mean Edmund, GM, and Parrish as the mages.
I have 26 hit points. I can maybe live for a bit.
I mean, to be fair, yeah. We are far more durable than the average person.
Technically, if I can hit one person with an unarmed strike, I could knock them out.
Nice.
That's true.
Because commoners have 2 hit points. I do 5 damage per hit.
Yeah. So now if you like to move, because I don't know why you asked for the thing.
Technically have 4, but whatever. I swore it was 10. Oh well.
No, I think they have 4 hit points or something. It's a D4 hit point or something.
It's 4, but I swore that they had 10. Huh.
My personal ruling is that they have 10.
Yeah,
That's just me.
most cases, not enough to matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, it's easier to remember.
It is.
10s across the board.
So, is Hunter going to talk to the people about what he learned, or?
I'll ask if they want to know, but they seem in a celebratory mood, so
Oh, wait, I didn't hear you if you asked if you wanted to know. Gianna would most certainly want to know.
Cool, then I tell you.
And now you know.
Interesting. Now, if it wasn't so late at night, I might actually want to go. These are the choices.
The thing is, it's better to go at night since most people won't be out around then.
Ugh, you and your logic. That's true.
Also, another reason why I actually have to tell all the bar, because if I'm going hunting, then I have to shoot things, and if I shoot things, then it's loud, So they don't think, oh no, it's a homicidal maniac, rather than, oh, it's just that hunter who was hunting the things.
I guess that's fair. Well, okay.
Random explosions.
That's why the bow is the best weapon.
My in-character is an Texan accent.
I think I might want to join you on this. Nothing else, it might be a bit of fun.
Well, I kind of have to join you because if I don't, then it feels like I'm a deadweight. So we shall reconvene later, or stick around here, or.
I'm getting more information tonight. They're gonna be at my room, so we'll talk then and get more information there. But yeah, nothing to do much to do but wait really before his shift is over.
I mean, we might as well get some food and just prepare.
Yeah,
It is, of course, you want to start that tonight. Assumed you wanted some relaxation before the mission started. Well, as for me, it's a hobby.
Well, this is relaxation for me.
I go.
I'm just imagining.
Then I assume that you will get food and enjoy the music for a while.
Yeah. Yep. That seems fine to me.
Okay. As you ask for your meals.
What's the culture on tipping around here? Because no, tipping's bad around here. I remember.
Up to you. I don't know.
I remember a commentary, a video that I saw about Greece, and tipping is like really basically an insult around here.
Damn. Okay.
Like ask for or like a performer or whatever. I don't know.
I see. As you eat your hot meal, it is some stew with some pork and some vegetables. After you finish your meal and enjoy a bit of the music while the samurai couple decide to run around the bar like maniacs, someone enters the main hall, sweating, panting, and
oh my,
shouting, "We need help! We need help now!" He's shouting in Greek. The mines! The marble mines! We need help! We need help! And
Gianna will perk up about that.
he stumbles to the ground, and now that his whole frame is in the main hall, you can clearly see that piquing interest. You can clearly see that his side is bleeding.
Ooh, okay. That's not good.
And he continues shouting as some people start to like not go to him, but like they rise from their chairs, and the boss lady stops talking, stops singing, and the guy playing the cello also stops, and the man with a hand on his left chest area just continues shouting, "We need help! We've been attacked!" And
Somebody get this guy a medic.
and
Got like a healing kit, so to speak.
I've got that covered. Give me a moment. Can I use a medicine check to stabilize the poor guy?
I mean, yeah, it won't be stabilizing him because he's not dying, but you can
know what
help
I mean.
him.
You know,
Yes.
Not bleed. Make sure he doesn't actually die.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a 10. That's still technically works.
It's average.
Wait, hold on. I don't have medicine. Whatever.
You don't need
So if
you don't need proficiency to help, but okay.
Yeah, no, then
Oh,
Edmund.
God. Whatever. I'll help him.
Let's see if I can feel better. No.
Neat.
No.
Look, stop telling me how to do this. I've done this before, alright?
as you rush.
Gio just smacks them all away and just starts doing a battlefield triage.
Yeah. As Jiro carefully and with much love just fixes much love and passion fixes the bleeding on the guy's side. He starts to thank Jiro in Greek because it's the language he knows how to.
He's saying thank you, Jiro.
Okay, then. Pats him on the shoulder. And then...
Yes, go ahead.
And then he's gonna, like, look to... Oh, since he can't speak Greek, he's gonna look to Gianna's like, can you ask him where the marble mine is? Oh, sorry, never mind. He doesn't even know that bit. He just knows he's injured. Sorry. Fuck.
Yeah.
Gianna will squat down and asks about what's going on.
He tries to stand, but the pain is still much, even though the bleeding has stopped.
Let's not test that right now. Just lie here for a moment. You'll be fine. But what happened? You said something about an attack.
We were being attacked. I ran. They are there. They need help. And you see that jumping from the stage, both Vola and the guy that was playing the cello run up to you, and she almost like lifts him up and worryingly starts to ask about what is going on, and he just says that you need to go there. People are they are being held hostage. We need to go save them. And with
Gianna
that,
will translate quickly.
And with
So
that,
everybody
we
understands.
will close up our session for tonight. Because I know that
Oh boy!
I know
Hot
that Chris' character would have a vested interest in going to the mines as well, especially if the people there are under attack.
Maybe I'd be interested too, but we need to know what attacked them first.
I'm really hoping that his character is just going to be like a barbarian, just for the silly image.
A barbarian, if you will.
Yeah.
Barbarian Hexalog.
But yeah, no. Well, to be fair, I don't. You said there was a hostage.
Yeah, those hostage situations is not,
So
not quite beasties anymore.
Yeah. That's
However,
not
I can pull the shenanigans of druids.
Well,
Yay.
I gotta hop off quickly. So
See ya.
No problem.
bye.
Okay.
We
I
went-
can wild shape
okay.
into like a mouse or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, we actually went way later than I expected.
I mean, to be fair, we started late.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at this point, when it gets to like 10, I kind of expect my door to open and either my mom or my dad to be like, "Are you not going to sleep?"
Why aren't you shutting up?
But they haven't done so, so that's nice.
Can I make a medicine check like on the body to see what type of creature attacked it? Like if it was a claw or something, or like a bullet.
You don't need to. You being you, you don't need to. He was clearly attacked by something with claws, as the side of his chest and the clothes are ripped in a claw slashing pattern.
Well,
So it's
seems like a
druid.
target. Or should I say targets?
And we shall get to that on the 19th.
Whenever the next time is.
If everything goes according to plan, it will be the 19th.
Yeah.
I hope that you all enjoyed the game.
Yeah.
I am at the same time talking to you all and stream chat.
No, this was a good game. Sorry about being quiet in it, but I was devouring food.
Yes,
That's fair.
please devour your food. We still have to get over some of dead air time, but that will come with.
I think this comes from the fact that this group wasn't the most used to Discord chats,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like VC chat, so it's just getting used to each other and learning to hear for cues when people are starting talking.
Yeah. It's of course much harder when you can't see people. So yeah, but it's something that we will grow into, I suppose. Now I would like to thank all of viewers for staying up, watching us once again. I would like to say that if you are interested in keeping up with the players, talking to them, and also talking to me if you want to know anything about the game, if you want to talk about D&D, also...
Oh yes, what are all the servant identities?
Yes, of course, you can also ask that. I will not answer, but you can also ask. You can use the Discord link on the YouTube description or the Twitch description, or you can use !Discord on Twitch and it will give you the link. And we'll be signing off for tonight. So I would like to thank you all again for watching, and I'll catch you around. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.